Okay, I've just updated this a little bit, and I'm making this in response to Skeptical Heretic as part 2 of my response about the flagging and this kind of thing. If we want to address this, we need to address this by creating our own entrant into the video service. And for reference, I'm going to say what's going on in Skeptical Heretic. I don't know how much you know, but I'm making a website, so these are screen caps of 2 of the pages from my site right now, and it's not complete, but I have these 2 basic features, I'd say. So I've shown 2 things. The top one with the troll's face of In Menham there is a way to make notes on videos, video annotations, and then the bottom one is kind of like a subscription or keeping track of groups of YouTube users. You can see your icons right in there, and then that's your 7 most recent videos, and then below you the other people in the group and their 7 most. You're at the top here because you happen to have made the most recent video of all in that group. Okay, so this is just for reference and to point out that I use YouTube to provide the video services. It's through my website, hosted at the Google App Engine right now, but it uses YouTube. It contacts YouTube on the back end, basically. All right, so well, the point is we could, for some video security to not get flagged and whatnot and censored off of the internet. You really can't blame YouTube. They're making their money off of advertisers. Of course they're going to make it possible to flag, and they're going to use standards that are different than those of us that enjoy this thing specifically as a free speech activity. So one way is to spread it out. I've said this would work. Ultimately, this is the ultimate internet approach to the solution. Or to the problem, depending on how you look at it, I guess. However, it's not a high performance, high engineering. It's like the solution of survival of bugs, where you just have a million eggs. So you plant your information everywhere. It doesn't tend to perform that well and be that reliable, and you might get different versions of the same video and things like this. And it's prone to corruption. Now, I do believe this is a solution, but it's just not enough. We need our own entrant. We need it has to be something that's organized as a co-op where the members own this video storage service, and it can be used for various purposes. So let me talk really quickly about that to refresh everybody and get to the point that I wanted to add. All right, video producer co-op. Okay, you start off, you're going to have this idea of a co-op. It's just an abstraction. There's a bunch of people that are thinking about having it. You get some bylaws, but we're not going to get too hung up. But, you want a not-for-profit and stuff like this. I'll get into how I'm hoping to achieve that. On the other hand, I just started up, and we try to work towards there, through a path of trust. But too much trust is a dangerous thing. The quicker you could get to a not-for-profit with bylaws so that it really is controlled by the members, but in a safe way, that it's not going to self-destruct or something, death by committee or anything. These people have gotten together to give at least a nominal fee, $1, I'd like to say, and that gives the co-op a pool of money with which it provides you a video storage and delivery service. Okay, these people get out of the way a little bit, and what happens is, of course, people are able to access this video storage and delivery service directly. Maybe they can embed straight in their blog or something, or just to store their own videos. But also somebody else like me is going to have a video service interface that's more specialized, and people will use that as well, and they'll still use the direct way, and it'll be a dynamic system, and other members will create other interfaces, and people will use that. And ultimately the public is subsidized a bit, because at $1 a month, I think once you had a critical mass, you would easily support a lot more people than that wouldn't have to pay or anything. But the members are sure that they can upload their videos, that they're not going to be censored, that if they get a copyright notice, that there really is fair judgments on the copyright, the nature of the copyright complaint, and so forth, without advertisers, because it's fundamentally supported by this nominal fee. Alright, so the issue I really wanted to talk about is this storage service. I've looked into a lot. There's a lot of ways to do it. Now there's people services that'll do it $10 a month, everything's unlimited. Yeah, that sounds real reliable. And then the media streaming servers are expensive, and then not a lot of people advertise on what you really need. Okay, you need a HTTP pseudo streaming. That's what you need for it to be cheap. You don't want a streaming server, a real streaming server like a Flash media server. Okay, I think you want to do a light PD with FLV plugin, but you can also do Apache with MP3, and I think they're both, these are also getting others. If we had our own dedicated server, which is what I'm getting to, you could have both. Now, you need lots of storage. Okay, storage is where they get you, and even though storage is cheap, unless you have a dedicated server, they get you, but they want to do redundant storage. They know if you lose your storage, you lose your database, you're going to be pissed, so they buy you these expensive redundant disks. You want to be able, for at least certain kinds of storage, to buy cheap storage, not necessarily redundant. For important storage, yeah, then you can get a more expensive disk. In other words, in general, you're going to need a flexibility to trade costs and features if you're doing a pseudo streaming server. Okay, and this is how YouTube does its streaming, by the way. So that's where I get to, you need a dedicated server. Now, the cheapest dedicated server I found, and I want one local, is so I can buy the machine and have access to the machine, is $175 a month. That's pretty reasonable. Plus, you need the machine. And yeah, that would cover 175 members and thousands of views, probably thousands of members reasonably. Certainly with dozens and dozens, hundreds, under a couple hundred, uploading videos and assured to always have a stream and be able to watch a video without, with decent performance. It seems like a lot of money, but as I said, I've looked at these people that are saying $10 a month, and I've looked at all kinds of servers that say they do pseudo streaming, and their guarantees are iffy. And you just know that the cheapest way is to go to the dedicated server, and this is one of the cheapest ways to do it, where it's actually not dedicated, it's co-located. This would be buying my own machine and taking it in. Now, I'm inclined not to raise this basic money from 175 people, because 175 people would like to see something running ahead of time. There's some people I'm working with that have an idea that requires a video server, that are public-minded in a lot of ways, and they're thinking of everything but how they do the video storage. So I think they would like something that advertises, well, I know they like it. I've talked to them. I have a meeting with them already. We'll see if it goes anywhere. But I could set up a video server with them on these kind of premises where, maybe they would buy the first 175 memberships. And it could be more than $1 a month in terms of getting it started. People might want to give more and help it get started. But I really don't want to go over too much of a nominal target fee, where there's a nominal fee to be a member, but also just your involvement. And then you can help decide how the service runs, and to a degree that some kinds of videos might not be stored there, or decisions might have to be made if storage does run out and things like this. You would have the people that actually need the service deciding those things.